The Federal Reserve is literally what's enslaved humanity, okay? So that's why everything with the financial system is because of the Federal Reserve System. So interesting enough, like I checked this morning, they were founded in 1913. But it's interesting, they were founded on December 23rd. So this 23rd, they would turn 112 years old.
Oh, wow.
So it's interesting. Imagine a move of God before the 23rd, which means God would take them out on their 111.
Wow.
111th year before they turn 112. Christmas miracle and silver bells. Charlie was saying a few minutes ago about the red wave. You know the prophecy about the red wave, right? That was the red wave that when Trump won. But what wasn't was the Red Sea miracle. That's still coming. So God actually, and with Trump's victory, was the red wave. So that was appointed, and it was awesome. And so Trump's done his part, and now Charlie was bringing up Moses, right? The key part of the Ten Commandments was literally at the Red Sea. That was when God finished him off. And we need that.
Yes, we do.
When you look at what's going on in the world right now, it's all I know. It's just, Trump pulls a card and, and say, it looks great. And then you go to bed and in the morning you wake up and the left's doing something crazy again.
Yeah.
So it's been a nonstop, in his second term in the 10th month already. So it's time for something historic to happen. And I do believe, the prophecies, that you've spoken, that, that many prophets have spoken, Pastor Brent, that, God is yet to move.
Yes, he is.
And I believe, the prophecies are specific about it going down before Christmas. Okay. So the incredible part, we're blessed to be here right now with Charlie, who was on stage when Kim Clement prophesied about specifically they fall and fall.
Yes.
Okay. So that was a prophecy that was stated, and then it was second witness just literally, I think maybe 2 weeks ago by Carolyn Dennis. Yeah. And the prophecy is that word will stand. So that being said, if we're looking at the Gregorian calendar, that takes us, I believe, this Sunday, the 21st. So today's the 18th. So the 21st takes us to this Sunday. Will something happen here in the next few days? But all calculations that I've looked at, anything that I've looked at, we're in the month of Kislev, which is the 9th month. And that takes us to your prophecy, Pastor Brent. And you had said, in the prophetic word that, look to the 9th month. Okay, so Kislev is the 9th month on the Hebrew calendar. And at the Red Sea, there was no way out. Okay, so that's why the Lord has been saying, this Christmas is a time of rest. To be honest with you, it was at the Red Sea. To be honest, they were hanging out at the Red Sea. They were camped out. And honestly, there's nothing they could do. It was, and then when Moses raised his staff, it was simply stand still, watch, the scripture was stand still and watch the salvation of the Lord, for he will work for us today. For the present day Egyptians, who you see before you, soon you will never see again. So it's coming down to Christmas time, which, honestly, it does really feel like that we've done our part. I've been doing my part for years now. This year, my wife and I really, buckled down, and we were doing quite a bit for the ministry, for the Lord. And it's been a blessing to get involved with Glory in America tour. Since April, we've been, going to the events pretty much once a month. We've been traveling across North America. The whole point was glory in America, right?
That's right.
Yes.
We're waiting for his glory, Numbers 14:21, to fill the earth. And we're waiting. And to get to the Red Sea, they were waiting too. And then God.
That's right.
Right? And so Trump is in office. That was the red wave. And now we're waiting for the Red Sea miracle. Prior to that, the very important part is a wealth transfer triggering event, okay? And so wouldn't it be the greatest gift in human history for the bride to be blessed with exorbitant finances in the hand of God for Christmas?
Absolutely.
Think about that for a minute, okay? Proverbs 13:20, the wealth of the sinner is stored up for the righteous. Imagine a moment in time where, Exodus, they go great and terrible, it's terrible at nighttime and they wake up to joy in the morning. So I do believe in my heart, everything that I've looked at, I've put together, I know we're here. I do believe something's about to trigger here. I've listened to many of the prophets. I've listened to your prophecies, Pastor Brent. And then God has spoken through his prophets. And what has he said? He says, this is the prophecy was fall and fall. And then this will be a joyous Christmas.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so joy. What was that?
Yes.
Joy.
Joy.
So wouldn't it be the greatest gift in history? You wake up, or with a few days before, or this weekend, literally the great wealth transfer begins, because again, silver is already the marker. We've seen it go through $50 in the year of Jubilee. So we're in it. The prophecy was silver would breach $50 in the year of Jubilee.
Yes.
Okay, well, it did it. Okay, so we're not guessing. Oh, let's, no. It actually that part of the prophecy is already fulfilled. So you can literally see the number right now. So we're seeing it. All we're waiting for now is for it to explode, and that ties in with the volcanic eruptions. And then Charlie, didn't Kim Clement prophesy about the 2 E's, earthquakes, and eruptions, right? And then Carolyn Dennis says specifically, when the volcano erupts, silver, gold explode, and welcome to the wealth.
Right. Come on.
So, Charlie, maybe you can add a little bit about, that they fall and fall, and the prophecy that and what Kim actually prophesied about Christmas time too.
We just had that massive earthquake that took place, I think, off of the coast of Japan, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, in one prophecy, I think it's the one that took place in 2008 when we were in the Pacific Northwest in Seattle. We fast forward to the Big E and the words that were associated with. He said there's 2 kinds of quakes. There's going to be an earthquake that will get the attention of the world, but then the other earthquake will bring forth produce. In other words, it will bring forth that which is hidden in the ground. That will be the setup and the start of the great wealth transfer and the death to debt, especially in this country. And so we are beginning to see these things take place right now with what just happened in Japan. And now we got all of this, that is all the turbulence that's going on around the world, and especially here in this country. I believe, guys, that we are truly on the verge of this wealth transfer, and many will fall, and then there will be a time to where those that have perpetrated all of this ugliness, all of this wickedness, they will be stripped naked, because God says that I will pull your pants down and pull your skirts up. That's what I loved about Prophet Kim. His expression was his expression. I remember one time and he prophesied. We were in Nashville, and he said this to the OPEC nations. He said, OPEC, you can take your oil and shove it. But that was his expression, that's just his nature. That was his character. And so he would prophesy things.
He was full of life. He was full of life.
Full of life,
Yes.
man.
Full of life and very raw.
Absolutely.
Absolutely no religiosity in him nowhere.
That's right.
It's just religion was nowhere close to Prophet Kim. And so, but yes, Bo, he did prophesy those things, and we are beginning to see this stuff happening right before our very eyes. And you know what? The media and social media, they're trying their best to suppress it, but it's coming out. It's happening.
Yep.
And we are going to see this that God has said that he's going to do. We're going to see it very soon.
One thing I want to add, this is just something fun to think about. And this morning, the Lord kept telling why don't you Google when the case, so all of the chaos and the problem started with the founding of the Federal Reserve System, okay? Because the Federal Reserve is literally what's enslaved humanity, okay? So that's why everything with the financial system is because of the Federal Reserve System. So interesting enough, like I checked this morning, they were founded in 1913. But it's interesting, they were founded on December 23rd. So this 23rd, they would turn 112 years old. Oh, wow. So it's interesting. Imagine a move of God before the 23rd, which means God would take them out on their 111.
Wow.
111th year before they turn 112. Before they turn 112. Imagine it happening a day before, 2 days before. It's something to think about, but I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Imagine, they have the worst day of their life a day or two before their birthday, before they actually turn 112. Because right now the Federal Reserve is 111, 111.
Dr. Bo, let me ask you a question, because we just saw Too Late Powell. He was on the news just the other day. He was talking about dropping the interest rates again. Did you see that?
Yeah, but what's supposed to happen? It's irrelevant of what the Fed's going to do, because when God takes out the Fed, right, they have the worst day of their life. The world realizes the Federal Reserve System is a scam, okay? And so no one in the world is going to accept it as payment. So we'll continue using the US dollar here in the United States, okay? But globally, Trump is going to reintroduce, or he's going to create a new money system in America, in the US, backed by gold and silver. And that's why the Kim Clement prophecy was, he will raise a simple stone. My plan is so simple. Remember the word gold. Okay. And so what are you seeing right now? You're seeing gold literally trade at $4,300 plus right now. Okay. So we're just waiting for an explosion on gold, and then it's game over for them, because the Federal Reserve System, everyone's going to want gold, not the Federal Reserve System.
That was the whole point. Yeah, that was the whole point of my question.
And that's your death to debt prophecy.
Yeah, that was the whole point of my question. Could it be that he's feeling the weight of this that God is about to do, and he's just trying to make adjustments, just trying to appease?
I think they all are. They're freaking out right now because silver is above $60 and they can't control it. So they're every day they push it down and it comes back up the next day. Like they took it down today, or the other day they went up, and then they took it down like 2 days ago. It went up yesterday, and today they brought it down like 50 cents or a buck. And then tomorrow, watch it rip vertical again. And then tomorrow, watch it rip vertical again. They can't control it, and silver is a death to them. So we're watching this collapse of this Babylonian system, this control system, and it's all about, literally why we're here today, about a Christmas miracle.
Yes.
So I'm here for a Christmas miracle and silver bells.
It started with silence, like heaven took a breath. Then the thunder rolled heavy, and the sky split wide. What we thought would never happen fell before our eyes, but we remain. Not one heart moved, the wind bowed low, the saints stood still. One day was all he needed, one word and the war was done. The wicked vanished like vapor, but the righteous faced the sun. The old world cracked and crumbled, we stood inside his flame, and we'll never forget when the day came. The children woke in silence, like something shook their name. Their eyes were wide with wonder, but they felt no fear, no shame. The rulers raged and crumbled, still shouting as they fell. But evil had no refuge, not in earth or man or hell. And we remained. He called us by name. The earth exhaled and nothing was the same. One day was all he needed, one breath in the storm. Yes, we'll never forget when the day came. We were the ones who remained, not lifted up, but left to stand. Not hidden, but seen. Not crushed, but claimed. The day didn't take us, it revealed us. And now, the harvest begins. One day was all he needed. Just one.